why do you think your company became successful? If you had to put together, here's the top 3 or top 5 reasons your company became successful, so that our audience can apply those principles within their own organization.
So I used to do interviews like this a lot. And the first thing else I realized, there's no magic answer. I was looking for in every conversation, what made you successful? And I was like, just tell it to me. And then I got themes of things that made people successful, that made their company successful. But if I look to our company, we started as an education company, but really what we were in the beginning was a marketing company that happened to have education products. I knew that it was a competitive space, that if we did not get our brand out there and market and do direct mail and do online marketing and do email marketing, do all the things early on, it didn't matter how good our product was or how nice the site looked. So that's what made us successful in the early years. In the later years, because we were really successful in that, we were able to attract a lot of great faculty and partners. So we went from having literally 12 courses when I started to today, right now we have over 1,500 hours of courses in every state. And we have a new studio that we built, where they do it from a remote webcast, and having really interesting, timely content. Yesterday, we did a course on the Bitcoin. It's in the news today. What is the Bitcoin and what's going on with it? We had a couple hundred people actively watching it on a webcast. More questions than you ever seen in a webcast before. Lots of activity because people are trying to understand what's going on. So if we can provide tools like that, it's going to keep bringing us successful. Third, when we hit a certain level, was instilling some of the core values and culture to get things to stick. And it wasn't really instilling them because you can't force that on a company. It was more seeing who was here and what core values we had. There was 2 things that really changed sort of my way of thinking. One was an article I read from Jim Collins. He wrote Get to Great. It was in Harvard Business Review. It's about core values and purpose. Really great article. I highly recommend it. You can get it for like $2 online. And so it's a great article, and it talked about the main thing is it doesn't matter what your core purpose is, as long as you shout it to the rooftops. But it talked about one thing called the Mars Group. Mm-hmm. If you were to take your company and start it on Mars, who would be the 3 or 4 or 5 people who you'd bring to Mars with you that would instill the values of your company? So it lets you think in that way. So from that, and then I also read Delivering Happiness by Tony Hsieh. Great book. I highly recommend that as well. If anybody knows Zappos, they know the culture is unique and different.